I'm going to demonstrate how to complete the XHTML Unit A assignment. So, what you should do is go down to step 2, and it says save this template to your computer. I think the easiest way to go is to right-click on this link and save link as. And yeah, I'm going to save it as resume.htm. I'd already saved it before, so I get that message. And I'm going to go into a text editor. I'm using TextPad, and I'm going to open resume.htm. And there, now I have a document that I can start working with. This is basically a template. It's just the most basic XHTML document that you can have. And what I can do, and this may not be what you do, but if you already have a resume, you can copy and paste. And that's what I'm going to do in this case. And I want you to do this in a text editor for the reason that it's just going to paste it as text. If you get into Dreamweaver, it may paste the actual code from a web page that you're copying from. Or if you're in Microsoft Word, it might actually try to replicate what's been done in Microsoft Word. So here, when I copy and paste in my text editor, it just comes across as text with no formatting and no additional code. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm going to take just a couple of sections here and just paste them right in. And then go back up to the top. Alright, we don't have a whole lot of tools to do formatting. In fact, this might be a good time to explain that XHTML is for structure and something called cascading style sheet code that we'll learn starting next week, and it'll be a big focus in the course. That is for formatting. So structure and formatting are separated. XHTML is for structure. So the reason I'm telling you that, the page that you create here is not going to be very pretty. It's not supposed to be. And remember, these white spaces, such as these right here, those disappear when you view your page in the browser. Those don't matter. So I just insert some space to make things a little more human readable wherever I feel like I need it. Okay, David T. Dallin. Hey buddy, what I'm going to do is start marking this page up with XHTML, and since he is the focus here and the most prominent thing on the page, his name, I'm going to make that an H1. And I could come down here to his summary of qualifications and make that an H2. And let me look at his original example. Okay, see, that would be an H1, summary qualifications H2. Work experience would be an H2. See how it's at the same level? There it is. And I think I might, and this is all very arbitrary, how you decide to code up your page. Work experience, and then he goes into the specific work experiences. Okay, what I would do at this case, you could make those an H3 if you wanted to, or you could bold them to make them important, and that would be a case where you use the strong tag. For now, just for example, I think I'll go ahead and mark this up as an H3. Okay, and if that's an H3, then his registered nurse experience here, his second experience, would be an H3 as well. It's all at the same level. Okay, and that's pretty much all we got. Now the rest of this stuff, I'm going to mark that up in a paragraph. Or, how about this? Let's strong some stuff here. Why don't I go ahead and make this May 1993 strong? Okay, and in order to be able to do that, what I have to do is put it in its own paragraph. So watch how I open paragraph and then close paragraph. Now I want to make a point here. If I were to insert the paragraph tag here, that would be an example of what we call an invalidly nested tag set. Okay, so just observe the way that this looks and do not invalidly nest your tags. Okay, all these little bullet points down here, that's not something that's easily replicated with HTML. So what I'm going to do is just throw them all down in a paragraph. And we will see what happens. Opening paragraph, closing paragraph. Now look at this. See, this line here has a different, let's go ahead and turn on my line numbers. This line 24, see how the paragraph tag and the strong and the content, the text is all on the same line? Look here on line 26, I can have a P tag all by itself, but remember, all this white space is not honored. It doesn't matter. It's just there. The browser will not show that in the end, so it doesn't matter. So this is an example of putting my coding in such a way that it's human readable. Okay, since I did that other date up above in a paragraph, might as well do this date down here in a paragraph. And since I did the other one strong, I might as well do this one strong. And here's a paragraph. I open the paragraph, I have to close it. And there's my ending body tag and my ending HTML tag. Alright, let's see what we have so far. I'm going to go ahead and save this document, and I'm going to open it in a browser window. And we can see how it looks so far. So there's an H1. Notice the size of it. This is an H2. That's an H2. This is an example of an H3, and this is an example of text that is strong. And here are my paragraphs. And something you'll want to notice is that look at the source code, and these are individual lines, but remember I told you white space is not honored in the browser. It's like it's not there. Look at what happened. Here's the first asterisk, here's the second one. All of these line items got collapsed in on each other. Now we can fix that, and here's how we'll do it. At the end of each one of these lines, we will add a BR space / and then closing bracket. That's the break tag. And that will cause a line break at the end of each one of these lines. Now I'm going to save it and look at it one more time, and now I can see that there are line breaks. Okay, so we don't have a lot of formatting ability right now. We just really don't. We're going to have a very basic rudimentary resume at the end of this. It's not going to be real pretty. Now, other things that you need to do anywhere that there's text, such as this address for David Dolan, it needs to be wrapped up or enclosed in an HTML tag. Okay, it can't just be out there by itself. So I'm going to wrap it in a paragraph tag. All right, and the purpose of this assignment is just to get you familiar with XHTML, how it looks. And all these little details like, well, can I put a paragraph tag at the beginning, or does it need to look like this? Okay, either way is just fine. They're both acceptable. It's however you're more comfortable with it. Now here's some text. Looks like it needs to be enclosed in a paragraph as well. I'm just going to the very end of that line. Okay, all this text is wrapped up in paragraphs. That's in a paragraph, and that's in a paragraph. So everything is in a paragraph now. I'm going to go ahead and save my document. One more thing that I can do here is give my document a title. Right now it says Untitled Document, and let's see what that does. At the top of my little blue Internet Explorer window, just move it down, it says Untitled Document. And that's where that comes from. Get that back where it belongs. So we do need a document. And I'm just going to, a document title, Resume for David Dahlin. There you go. That's all it takes. Save it. And come back over to the browser and reopen it. And that's what it looks like. And at the very top, I do have that where it says Resume for David Dahlin. It no longer says Untitled Document. What else can we do here? I showed you the strong tag. Let's say that you wanted to emphasize something such as this word here, May 1993 current. So this is one of his working dates, and I could put an emphasis tag in it. If I open one, I have to close it, and I might want to do the same thing down here. And save it and see the results of it if I open it in a browser window again. And here we go. There it is. That's an example of emphasized text. And maybe one other thing that I think is interesting that you might want to do is, let's say that under David Dahlin, I would like to introduce a line. There's something called a horizontal rule. We didn't talk about it this week, but it's a basic rudimentary tag that you'll appreciate. Here it is, horizontal rule. And it's one of those standalone tags. You don't have an opening and closing one. It just stands alone, HR. I save, and I come back over here, and you can see that all it does is draw a line across the page, a horizontal line. So this is this week's assignment. Just get in, create a resume, add all of these different tags. There's one more. Let me go ahead and show you one more. And it's called a comment, and you can add it anywhere you like in your document. Okay, that's what a comment looks like. Very easy to do. I save it, I preview it, and this is neat. It's in there up here at the top in the source code. Let's view the source code. There it is. However, the end user cannot view it, only if you've used the source code. So get in, create your own resume, or get one from someone else and start coding it up with just a few basic tags. The P for paragraph, the break tag, the header tags, comments, emphasis, strong, and horizontal rule tags per the assignment.